and thank you very much for joining us today. This vlog is a bit of an unusual one for us. It's all about a deep space nebula called the Wizard Nebula. You may have seen in many of our videos a picture of this nebula that's mounted in our dining area in Merlin. But what you may not know is why this particular picture is so important to both Ellie and I. So let me explain. The Wizard Nebula sits in the constellation of Cephus, and it's also known as NGC 7380, I think that's right, and it's known as the Wizard Nebula. So why is it called the Wizard Nebula? Well, I think it might be better if I show you on the screen. So this is the Wizard Nebula, and if I bring in this, you can see that as that fades in, it looks a little bit like a wizard. You do have to have a bit of imagination for these things, that's for sure. But that's why it's called the Wizard Nebula. So, moving on. And don't worry, I will get to the point of explaining to you why this is so important to us. I collected all of this data for this picture from my observatory where we used to live back in 2014. Unfortunately, it was just about that time where Ellie became ill. Now, she'd previously, at the end of 2013, had a stem cell transplant, which had a few issues, but we thought she was getting over it. But in 2014, in September, the situation got quite bad, and Ellie became quite ill and became hospitalised. Yes, that wasn't a particularly good time for us. Ellie was very ill, and she ended up being in hospital for months. But for some of that time, she was actually in a coma as well. So yeah, it was a very worrying time. You know it's worrying when the specialists say to you, we think, Mr. Hard, that it's probably best if you prepare yourself for the worst, but hope for the best. At the time, it was, for me, I was trying to hold down my job at the time. I was a network manager at a large school, looking after all the computers. And I had the dogs to look after, obviously. At that point, we had 3 dogs, Luna, Maya and Coco. House to run, and of course travelling up and down to London to see Ellie, which I think I just about did every day. Went on the train. So it was a very, very hard time. And I did find it difficult to sleep, but one of the things that I did do was go out into my observatory late at night, and this particular image was one that I was regularly working on. Worked on it for many days, actually, well, many nights. And that's one of the reasons that this image is so important to me. And of course, Ellie knows the story as well. Eventually, I was able to explain it all to her. And so the wizard became important to her as well. In fact, it's the main reason that we named the van Merlin. So I'm sure you can see why we've both got an affinity for the Wizard Nebula. Ellie ended up coming out of hospital in February, so we had a second Christmas in the hospital, and that wasn't so much fun. But Christmas Day was the first day they let me take Ellie out of the hospital, took her out into Tottenham Court Road in a wheelchair, complete with a drip stand. So we thought we'd go for a cup of coffee, forgetting it was Christmas Day and nothing was open. So we just had to walk down Tottenham Court Road and back again. And yeah, that was our Christmas Day. So Ellie finally came out of hospital. I think it was on the day before Valentine's Day, so February the 13th. And gradually been improving ever since. But she's certainly been very ill. I think at one point her weight was down to it was either 5.5 or 6 stone. Our weight's normally about 9 stone. So yeah, you can imagine it was not easy. Anyway, enough of the history. So why bring it all up now? Well, a few people have asked me about this Wizard Nebula. You know, why is it a picture in Merlin? And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to do something with this because I love the picture so much. And what I've done, I've made some prints of it. These prints are going to be a limited edition and are available for you to purchase if you would like one. The total cost is going to be £20, and that includes postage, and I will also make a donation to Macmillan Cancer for each one that is sold. I've put all the relevant size information on screen now. I'm really sorry, but I am having to limit this to the UK. So how can you get your hands on one of these if you want one? Well, I think the easiest way would be to go to the Buy Us a Coffee link in the description and make the £20 donation. Please indicate in the message that this is for the Wizard picture, which will allow us to differentiate from the Doggy Treats donations. Also, please enter your full UK address. Alternatively, direct message me on Facebook or Messenger and we can arrange a bank transfer. We'll also include one of our Wizard in the Wild stickers. Well, thank you for watching this video. We know you like to keep an eye on what it is we're doing, so here are a few clips from our latest trip to Scotland from the drone. I'll put a little sequence together for you.